This morning, two seismic developments are pulsing through Nigeria, and they might just affect 2027 elections. Good morning and welcome to Active Citizens. The program is Morning Pulse, and my name is Sharon Enemchuku. As always, I am joined by the ever beautiful Ifoma Oji. Good morning.
Good morning, Sharon.
You're looking stunning today.
Thank you.
I love the outfit.
Thank you. And you look 10, 10, 10.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, let's go straight to the topic for today. Before we go over, let us also introduce our analyst in person of Mr. Oladimeji Oluwafemi. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Good morning and good morning. Happy weekend, Chidi.
Same to you. Oh, thank God it's Friday.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining in. All right. On one front,
My pleasure always.
Yes. Peter Obi has quietly turned the Obidient movement's compass toward the African Democratic Congress, urging supporters to back ADC candidates in the upcoming by-elections because the Labour Party has no INEC-recognized candidates amidst its internal crisis. Obidients in key states like Lagos, Kanu, Kaduna, Sokoto, Kwara, Oyo are aligning with ADC, signaling a major shift in opposition politics. Meanwhile, on the Labour front, the Nigerian Labour Congress has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to immediately constitute the PENCOM board and reform allegedly diverted pensions and NSITF funds or face a nationwide strike. This is what we are going to be talking about today, and this one is heavy because the questions on a lot of Nigerians is, has Peter Obi left Labour Party? Has he joined ADC? But let us take a look at some of the comments. Before we proceed, I want us to set the foundation for what other people have been talking about. Jack the Builder says, nothing like ADC at the moment. If not for the crisis in LP, nobody will even remember that there is a party called ADC. His Excellency Peter Obi, will support the ADC House of Assembly and Senate candidates in the state, after which we face LP gubernatorial elections. All right, Jack is saying there is nothing like ADC here. Ademola says, have you resigned from the Labour Party before campaigning for ADC? Interesting question by Ademola.
Interesting question by
Ademola. Says, Peter Obi is leading the campaign in Anambra State for the Saturday by-election. ADC is gaining more ground. ADC is for all Nigerians. ADC is for all Nigerians. Chief says, Peter Obi did not attend coalition meetings for 18 months for fun. He did not continue attending the meetings after the unveiling of ADC for fun. Peter Obi will be on the ballot. It will be in the ADC. Atiku doesn't own all those men in ADC. We'll stop ADC and get PO the ticket. Let's take a look at one more comment. Deborah says, are you still in Labour Party? Or you are now a part of the coalition? 2027 is closer than you think. By next year, campaigns will start in full gear. It is better followers know where you belong, so sensitization can start on time. I also want us to take a look at what Mr. Peter Obi said, because there is a quote that he gave stating the reason why people should vote for ADC. He says on the 16th of August 2025, Nigerians will go to the polling units again for the by-elections. This is expected to take place in the 16 states of the Federation with 2 senatorial, 5 Federal House of Representatives, and 9 state assembly seats. He says, kindly note that because the Labour Party has no recognized candidates by INEC due to the internal crisis, I humbly urge every member of the Obidients and COPDEM families to go out and vote for the coalition political party African Democratic Congress in their respective states. Oh, wow. This is where the confusion started. Go. It was this particular tweet that just turned everybody confused, that made everybody confused. But can you better explain to Nigerians that are watching what is actually going on ground? What is Mr. Peter Obi trying to say here?
I think this is actually a tactical move. It's not actually a full-blown defection. him coming out to say something like you people should support or vote what is it called, ADC for the upcoming by-election, it's not because he has left Labour Party. It's actually because the Labour Party has internal crisis within them, and they could not kind of bring out a candidate because of the internal crisis. They don't have a valid candidate for the by-election. So he went ahead to say, okay, I am supporting, and my followers equally should support or vote for ADC coming the by-election. So it's not like he has left. That's what he's trying to say. Because people
are scared.
Yeah, but another angle here is that it's more like he's partially involved in Labour Party and partially involved in ADC.
No, yeah, of course. I feel like a lot of people have forgotten what he has been saying for the longest. From the very beginning, P2B has always said that he's in alliance with ADC, and it's allowed, especially in Nigeria, for you to form be a part of a coalition even while being a member of another party. For instance, him being a member of Labour Party does not stop him from campaigning for the coalition that he is in alignment with. So he's not wrong. He's not joining him from campaigning for with. He's not
right. But then again, that he's more like the ringleader
for Obidients.
Because it's more like, it's not really like it's because of P2B that they formed Labour Party, but it's partly him that's leading. Yes, that's leading Labour Party.
I'm just trying to explain that.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it not better he kind of fixes the internal crisis in Labour Party than coming to say let's all support or vote for ADC coming by-election?
I want you to answer it for me, because one of the reasons he made mention of what Mr. P2B said was that INEC did not recognize Labour Party candidates, so therefore people should go and vote for ADC candidates. But can you shed more light on it, because I feel people are just still more confused about the matter. Mr. Oladimeji, did you hear that? All right, I think we're having a technical glitch there, but I'm going to explain in my own understanding what I think is currently happening. I think that what Mr. P2B is trying to do is that even as much as he's trying to fix the internal crisis, like you just said, it's not a one-man job. It's not something that he would come and fix alone. Because before now, we have been getting comments like, oh, he took Labour Party's funds for the 2023 elections, and Mr. P2B did this from the same members of Labour Party. Now, every party has internal crisis. We spoke about that of PDP yesterday, and it's unfortunate to see that LP is also facing the same thing. But Mr. Oladimeji, if you can hear me, I want you to just shed more light on the matter. Do you think this is going to affect the Obidient movement going forward?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Did you get the question?
Right, thank you. For the moment, I wasn't hearing you guys.
I apologize.
I heard the question. Yes, I got it.
Oh.
It is important that we clarify this issue. Some persons are banking on information overflow so that Nigerians, the real information can fly over Nigeria.
If you are smart, hardworking,
directly to the Obidient movement with regards to its complete move into ADC. Let us not forget that the exemption that was given to stand himself and Malam Nasir Terufai were given exemption on the day that the National Working Committee held their inaugural meeting. And Bolaji Abdullahi, the spokesperson, came afterwards, 2 hours later, to give both of them exemption because of the statements made, the speech read out, and the instruction and directive given by Senator David Mark on that day. So this exemption system, Peter Obi still remains in the Labour Party, and he said that himself. And the reason is not far-fetched. these candidates, I mean, these individuals, these politicians, Italy and National Rufai, they have vested interest in, you know, some candidates that are in some political parties proud before the coalition and the platform. So you wouldn't expect that, you know, they are caught in the web of this destruction, which, you know, consequently will affect their invested interest in a lot of these areas. Yesterday we saw Madam Rufai, you know, with his candidate. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago in the campaign? Was it 3 days before then? Peter Obi already confirmed the candidate that he throws the support behind in these by-elections that all ADC candidates involved are expected to be voted for by the Obidients, not a movement into the coalition completely. There is still the exception that subsists. Thank you.
Okay,
right.
I actually want to ask you something, Mr. Oladimeji. You could see that Peter Obi joining Labour Party or campaigning for Labour Party for people to join Labour Party or to vote, campaigning for ADC for people to vote ADC. What do you say about their structure? Because it's looking like they are having serious crisis, and not just that, is leading to structural failure in their party. So what do you think that a lot of persons in Labour Party will be defecting to other parties? What's your thought on this?
I think that
Mr. Oladimeji, can you hear us?
Political moves going on currently. That's one word. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, currently there are so many political moves that are going on, you know, that you cannot discuss one in the isolation of the other. You see, the LP, you know, it's general public knowledge that it was bedeviled by infractions. And we don't know the extent of how it's been settled up until now. All we know is that in Anambra State, that faction caused the candidate of the Labour Party in that state from vying for this election. By and large, we can conclude that the Labour Party, if it gets its act together, still remains a viable platform. And I think with the other bandits and co going around still currently, I'm not so sure that we've had the last of the weeks in Labour Party.
So you're saying that this would not affect LP's, you know, grassroots support?
The LP became LP because of the Obidients movement.
Yeah.
Let us be factual.
To be honest.
The Obidients movement gave that popularity to the Labour Party. And Peter will be within the 9 months campaign, presidential campaign election circle. All right? So the Labour Party in itself, all right, is not formidable for me, personal opinion. But, you know, when we say the structure, you know, it's been demystified. So it used to be the politicians and their political grassroots is the structure. But now the people had a structure. I mean, it's the structure rather.
Yeah.
So if Labour Party settles it free, it still needs the people.
Yeah. All right. So at the end of the day, what he's saying is that Labour Party structure is the people. But I wanted to ask you, do you think this is going to be a short-term move from Peter Obi, or is this a long-term coalition, Ifoma?
Well, I don't know. At this point, you could see that even his tactics is questionable.
Peter Obi?
Yes. I can't, it's kind of, okay, he's making a good move, but at the same time, you question the moving forward. So I don't really know his thoughts. I don't know, I can't really predict, you understand, his stand on this matter. It can be tomorrow he might decide to, you know, join what is it called,
ADC.
ADC, he might decide to remain in Labour Party. I don't know what to say at this point because I know the other, was it yesterday we predicted that
it's not possible.
He's not possible, but you could see that he's gradually detaching himself from this thing. And I'm like, a party that you help to elevate, I think you're supposed to be focused on, you know, fixing the problem in the party rather than, you know, but at the same time, just like what he said, that he's all for change. Any party that will bring forth change in Nigerians' economy, that's what he's supporting. So that's basically it.
Okay, thank you for that. But Mr. Oladimeji, if you could answer that same question, do you think this is going to be a long-term plan? Is this a long-term plan of Mr. P2B or just a short-term because of the internal crisis that Labour Party is facing? And speaking about that same infrastructural crisis that they are having currently, do you see this being resolved as soon as possible before the 2027 elections?
Thank you. 24 hours is a long time in politics. And currently, the moves that these politicians, especially in the coalition, are making, it is not surprising to me. It may be shocking to some people because it is not our regular political move. It's not straightforward move.
Yeah, it's not.
All right? And it's necessitated by, you know, these current political waters that we have. The wish something, what have you, and what have you, penetrating and infiltrating of political parties by the powers that be. So, if the ABC, you know, gets its act together, works the solution, and gives the people, who is the structure, the candidate that can, you know, take them away from the current status quo, and then move them towards the path of, you know, achieving some semblance of good governance. Then I think the Labour Party would have lost that, you know, due to their internal infraction. Peter would have been in that party now.
So I just like that, but let us round up on, you know, this so that we can move on to the next. What are your final words? Because I don't want to ask for your prediction. You said you don't know, and I can't blame you, because even me at this point, I don't want to ask myself that question. I'm not sure what is going to happen in the long run, because it seems as though we are facing new things and new political games that our politicians are planning. And like I said earlier, this 2027 election, the number of people that want to rule Nigeria is really impressive. But in 2027, we'll see. Ifeoma, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I wanted to, you know, should I say advise P2B, in as much as I don't know if he has plans moving forward to, you know, tackle the internal crisis. But at the same time, if he does not have a plan to tackle this internal crisis, I would actually advise that, come on, this is a party that everybody know you for. You have a trademark. When we mention Labour Party, we see P2B. So this is something that people know you for. You get. This is what you kind of, in a way, stand for. According to your words, you are for the people. You get. So at the same time, I'm telling you that you should try as much as possible to fix this lack of maybe trust, the internal crisis within the party, your party. You get moving forward. That's all I have to say.
Exactly. And I believe and I hope that that is taken into consideration. But we are going to move on to the next story, which is really amazing. So the NLC has come out to accuse or claim that the federal government has siphoned funds from their from the party, or from the savings that they have been making, you know, from withdrawing some what would I call it now? Salaries. Exactly. Yes. They have been storing for people that might have injuries in the future, or, you know, pension or anything.
Job,
just like it's as though they are accusing the federal government of stealing from them, and it's not small amount. They are accusing the federal government of 40% of their funds missing. So they're having missing funds, and they are calling for accountability, and it's just a total chaos, and they're even threatening that if nothing is done, that there would be a nationwide strike. But Mr. Oladimeji, what is your thoughts on the matter before I ask any other question?
Every day we wake up to new things.
Oh my God.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I audible, please?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
It's not the first time we're experiencing something like this.
Yes.
It's not. It's just that Nigerians, disconnect from history. They forget history. This is not the first time that, what was the former Minister for Labour during the time of Buhari now? We had something in this nature. Don't forget in NATCON, we had something of this nature too, where, the funds, let me quickly paint a story. I had a story sometimes, that the man in charge of this retirees' pension, when the fund is released and disbursed into the account, these persons, take this fund and they go to commit these funds into risk investments that come out within a period, and they come back, after making profit with the fund. So in this case, with the NLC, it's been, well, I just pity the body anyway, because the leadership is being in comatose for a very, very long time. I do not know the internal workings currently.
Yeah.
I don't know the internal workings, but I know that there are saboteurs who continue to show these retirees, unfortunately, after 35 years under the force.
This is insane. I like that you put that out there. After 35 years, we're still facing issues like this, and I think it's really disgraceful on the part of the federal government that instead of financing, they are now stealing from them. But this brings me to my next question. I'll start with you, Ifoma. With the situation on ground where Nigerian government has resorted to stealing from NLC, the body like NLC, pension set aside, money for insurance set aside, and it's as though we are speaking here and it's falling out of the other ear. What is the way forward now? Mr. Oladimeji was saying that he's pitying the NLC. Is it just, you can't just pity them. What do you suggest we do?
Okay, I will not really suggest something that we would do, but I think that the government should listen to NLC, that is the Labour Congress, the laborers, because this is their right. They are fighting for their right. It will disrupt the economy massively.
Massively, honestly.
So, and these people have been agitating for years that you should form a board called PENCOM. You understand? The people that will be in charge of regulating, supervising everything that had to do with their salary and their pension. You get? So, I think at this time, it is their cries have been long overdue. Honestly. It is time to listen to them and hear their cry. You get? And come on, it's not a hard something. It's not something hard. They are just saying they are feeling like their money is being deducted. 40% of their salaries are being deducted by the government. Form this board for them. Let some of them equally be a part of this board so that they can checkmate the activities that are being carried out in this PENCOM board. You understand? Because you can't just form a board and at the same time you regulate the board and you're still stealing from them, just like they said. So part of them should be a member or members who hold key position in that board, so that at the end of the day, at the end of 35 years, let these people, they will have something to show for it, because them too don't try.
My dear. So Mr. Oladimeji, concerning this PENCOM board, what do you think might be the reason why federal government has delayed in setting up this board? And is there any political undertone with them not setting up a board?
The question is, do we have the need for a board? Or were there need for board members or a board when senior government personnel retire, when permanent secretaries retire, when head of service retire.
You did not need to.
All of these senior personnel are cleared of their gratuities and pension matters within 3 months. I am certain of that. And here, I am certain of that because I have someone on my hand who is, a family member of mine who is a victim currently. You read Lagos State 2 weeks ago when their pensioners, went out to protest also with regards to their pension. Some of them, they stopped their gratuity abruptly. Some of them, they stopped their, they haven't given them pension since they retired over 4 years ago. But the permanent secretary who retired last month has gotten his gratuity, his pension is being cleared, he's awaiting it monthly. So what is the problem? It's up a matter of redundancy and indifference to the plight of the ordinary man.
And it's not supposed to be like that at all. But Mr. Oladimeji, one final question, so we can wrap things up. With this potential nationwide strike that NLC wants to call, do you predict or do you think that they would get the kind of response that they need from the federal government? Because it seems as though now all you need to do is, protest and, the government, you get the attention of the government. Do you think that this threat that they are making holds weight?
Not that invitation is a tool, to call the attention of the government. I cannot say for sure that this current NLC leadership will get anything from the slated strike as arranged. Antecedents can confirm this. We've gone into a number of strikes in the past, and they've gone into negotiation with government officials and come back with, compromise that not necessarily impact the lives of those who came out to protest and not necessarily going back with their request answered. So I cannot say for sure that this strike will achieve anything currently in this system.
What do you, and thank you for that, Mr. Oladimeji. But do you agree with Mr. Oladimeji?
Just like he said, following the antecedents, that you could see that they've been warning, they've been strikes, and the rest of it, they've been negotiation, and at the end of the day, it didn't get up to what they expected. But at the same time, imagine the workers going on strike. Imagine them going on a 7 days strike. What do you think will happen to the economy?
We'll be at a standstill.
Exactly. So if you ask me, I would say at this point, I think the federal government should act fast and swiftly. You understand? To make sure that these people do not bring their heat. Because just like I asked you right now, what do you think will happen to the economy? They should be swift about it to do what is necessary. Set up the board, the PENCOM board, as they requested. You understand? It's a simple legal process. It won't do you any harm. Set up the board, do things accordingly the way you're supposed to do, follow due process. At the end of the day, let them get what they ought to get at the end of their service.
To add to that, that was for the federal government, but I'm going to address this to the NLC board. I believe, from what Mr. Oladimeji has said, in the past, we've seen the NLC come out to say they're going on strike. Before you know it, they've withdrawn. This time around, if you know you want to get something positive out of the federal government, stand on business. Stand on business. If you are saying 7 day strike, although I'm not encouraging it, I don't even want it to happen. But if they are not meeting to your request, if they are not answering positively to your request, maybe you will consider doing as you have said. Because as it stands, and from what we've seen, other people protesting ex-policemen protesting, ex-military personnel protesting, they have answered favorably to those people. So maybe this time around they will. But thank you so much, Mr. Oladimeji, for joining us on the show. It's always a pleasure. And thank you, Ifoma Oji, for sticking with me as always.
Anytime.
Thank you so much, sir. And to our esteemed viewers for always tuning into the program and joining us live. Remember that you are free to drop your comments in our comment section, like, follow, share, subscribe, all of that amazing stuff. Find us on all social media platforms at Active Citizens Media, and our personal social media page is Sharon Enemchuku. And for you?
On Facebook, you can find me as Orji Sophia, and on Instagram, you can find me as Miselex.
All right. Till we see you this evening for Active Citizens Parliament, do have a beautiful morning.